football school, almost throws 70% completion. He'll pick you apart. And if you cover too tight, they have a great deep ball. You know how quickly they can score at Louisville.
Now, one thing Brian Baum doesn't have to worry about, except maybe in practice, is being chased by the nation sack leader, the remarkable Elvis Dumervil. 15 sacks already, Coach.
Yeah, he reminds me of Dwight Freeney out of Syracuse, 5'11", 250. Great first step, speed rushes the outside. He gets on the quarterback almost instantly.
Now, we know who's going to play quarterback for Louisville, and we know when. But for West Virginia, Terry, they tend to go to two quarterbacks and two somewhat different looks.
Well, you need two quarterbacks at West Virginia because the quarterbacks run the football. And Adam Bednarik, Pat White, both have running plays designed for them. They're going to control the run, control the clock, and the best way to keep Louisville out of the end zone is keep them on the bench.
Now, we talked about just a moment ago the importance of this game. Louisville, the preseason Big East favorite. If they don't get out of here with a win, Terry, their BCS hopes are finished.
Well, there's no way you're going to win the Big East with two losses, and so they've got to have a victory. And even West Virginia, if they win, they've still got South Florida coming up and a very strong Connecticut team.
And Louisville, of course, they've been explosive at home, over 60 points in their last two games, but on the road, they have not scored and not fared nearly as well. They are going to get a major test. I know they don't like him in Kentucky when they go to Lexington, but this is one of the most difficult environments for any team to go into for a first time in a long time. Louisville hasn't been here since 1993. We cannot wait to bring you this one. A huge Big East game between Louisville and West Virginia. The Mountaineers about ready to send this crowd into a frenzy here at homecoming. So much at stake for West Virginia, a chance to go to 3-0. Listen for yourselves as the Mountaineers come out of that big helmet in the corner of the end zone. Now we're going to find out if the Louisville Cardinals are as well, and hopefully you are too. Don't go anywhere. A major Big East tilt is next on ABC. We are back from Morgantown, West Virginia, Milan Puskar Stadium and Mountaineer Field on the campus of West Virginia University. I'm Dave Lamont, along with Terry Bowden. Down to the sidelines we go. And the third member of our group, Trenny Kusnerick. Trenny?
Thanks very much, guys. I'm here with head coach Rich Rodriguez. And Rich, I talked to Louisville head coach Bobby Petrino, and he said the first thing he wanted to do was score. What does your defense do to stop that shock and awe offense that Louisville has?
Well, we got to tackle well. Obviously, we got to limit the big plays, got to try to put some pressure on the quarterback, and just execute our game plan.
Great. Thanks very much. Best of luck to you. All right, guys, also of concern today, the wind. We want to take a look at that. Coach Petrino also told me that the concern is not how hard it's blowing, but the direction. It is blowing west to east, and he says their biggest concern is the swirling wind inside of the bowl and how that will affect his punters and kickers, guys.
Well, you know, and with Louisville, that's going to be some factor. They like to throw the football. They throw the deep ball, and the wind's going to affect it a little bit. West Virginia has a short control passing game if they pass much at all. I think the big concern will be the punting game. Catching a ball with the punt returns come down a little bit wobbly.
Well, Bobby Petrino, you see what he's done here in 3 seasons. Louisville head coach. They won a Conference USA title. Now, of course, moved into the Big East. And, you know, he's been an offensive whiz wherever he's gone. You look at the trail he's left behind every school and has done great offensively.
Well, he talked about his Mike Price, his original mentor, and then Erickson and all the coaches, Bruce Snyder at Arizona State, and then Tom Coughlin, of course, of the Jaguars. He's had great mentors. He scored a lot of points everywhere. And that's this one thing about him. In fact, they usually take the coin toss. They like to receive the ball most of the time, whereas it's pretty common in football to kick the ball off.
And Louisville in the road whites with the red pants will get the football first. We're going to look at Pat McAfee, the kicker for West Virginia, a one-time Big East Special Teams Player of the Week last month. And we've already had the ball blow off the tee. So that's going to be something our officiating crew, the man in the middle there, the referee. This is a Big East crew, Dennis Hennigan. And we do have replay in the Big East, and we'll set the standards for that for you a little bit later on. Back deep for Louisville. Montrell Jones, very, very dangerous, and the ball went again.
I'm not sure what this is going to affect, but when you got to put somebody to hold the ball, you know you got the wind out there when they got to put somebody to hold the ball like a PAT or field goal.
Man, that is unusual. It's funny, we're obviously up high, and we can see the flags outside the stadium blowing, so we think it's windy. You look at the little red bonus flags there on top of the goalpost, and they don't seem to be that windy, but the wind right now at the back of McAfee. It was not like this earlier this morning. Montrell Jones, number 86, is a guy to watch.
I don't know which way the wind was blowing, but it had to be behind him right there. He almost made a field goal.
You know, it just sailed over. It almost sailed out of the stadium. Now, there you take a look at Brian Brown. Spectacular quarterback for Louisville. Only Drew Stanton higher, Michigan State's fabulous quarterback, in pass efficiency. And take a look at the numbers he's put up there so far. Nearly 70%, and I have to love that 5-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio.
70% or 69.5%. That's great accuracy. The quarterback coach, by the way, is his brother, Jeff, who also was a quarterback for Louisville.
And played in the stadium against West Virginia. He was a very good quarterback. He'll go on the ground, however, with a Michael Bush, and he'll only get about 2 yards. That time, gang tackling by the West Virginia defense, but Michael Bush, a tremendous running back, over 1,760 career yards, 527 of them so far as we show you your Outback Steakhouse starting lineup. Michael Bush already 11 touchdowns on the season. That'll give you an idea of how great this Louisville offense is, but he only gets 2 on this one, brings up 2nd down and 8. The interior of the West Virginia defense did a fine job that time, didn't give Bush a whole lot of room on the delay. This time just a 1 setback. Just rejected soundly. That looked like Boo McLeod, Kevin McLeod, but they call him Boo around here. Speed rushing linebacker, very quick player, Terry.
Well, look, watch Boo McLeod on the 43. You'll see from the side here. He realized great presence to get his hands up. You see the ball's being thrown. He's not able to get to the quarterback, but seeing that the ball's going to be thrown, he immediately stops rushing and jumps up, trying to get his hands in the way of the path lane. Was able to get the deflection.
Louisville, such a fast starting offense, now faces a tough spot, 3rd and 8, and you can probably hear the noise in your house. And they go with Bush, and he won't get it. He'll be 4 yards short. Kellen Dykes among the tacklers there, number 96. Also, Johnny Dingle getting an opportunity, and of course a big injury for West Virginia, too, in the nose guard position. They do not have Ernest Hunter available today. So number 98, Pat Liebig, is being forced to set up. Hunter, according to the coach, is just about their best defensive lineman.
Yeah, in this 3-3-5 defense that we'll talk about later on, Hunter, the nose guard position is very important. Ernest Hunter, their best defensive lineman out. That's what makes Pat Liebig a key player today.
Punter is Todd Flannery, who averages just about 41 yards per punt. He has had 1 block. Vaughn Rivers and Antonio Lewis back deep. Both these guys very dangerous. And they fake it, Louisville. That'll be a 1st down for the Cardinals. Instead, it's Michael Bush. Well, you know what? We warned you about him, but we didn't know that they had that play in the playbook.
I'm going to tell you something. Look at back, you'll see Michael Bush lines up in the backfield. They've got him lined up here. You can see it from the end zone. Michael Bush, I want to say right here, I'm hoping I got him right. One of these 2 guys, I got him right there. One of the 2 backs, you'll see those guys right there. He'll direct snap it to the back. What they've done, they've seen something in practice. Because they did that on the first series, you see the great run there by Michael Bush. What's happened? They found a tendency in practice from the previous games. They used it the very first series.
Larry Williams made the touchdown-saving tackle for West Virginia. All of a sudden, Louisville's at their own 47-yard line. They go empty backfield. Plenty of time. And threw behind his intended receiver. And that's incomplete, obviously. Now let's take a look at the Louisville offensive line. One of the reasons they had so much time, this is a quality group. Jason Spitz for Louisville making his 31st straight start. He is the anchor of this very talented group. Going up against the West Virginia defensive front, we highlight Pat Liebig because this player out of Naples, the sophomore, getting a huge start today with Hunter unavailable with an ankle injury. I think he's going to miss maybe more than 1 game. 2nd down and 10. And that's going to be Bush again. You see what he did. It's making people miss here, Coach. He probably has a 1st down there.
Well Michael Bush, very athletic, very 250-pounder, great athletic.
Take a look, Kevin McLeod. We already saw him swat down a pass. Keep an eye on him today. Number 43, they call him Boo. His father, right, was a tremendous football player. Also
Georgia.
Yeah.
Georgia, All-American at Georgia before Herschel Walker. And his uncles played with me here at West Virginia.
And the big hitter there, Adai. I tell you what, number 4, Jamil Adai, really packs a punch at 6 foot, 205 pounds. The senior there, 3-year starter, 225 tackles in his career for the Mountaineers. Now they're going to measure as whether or not this is the first down. It looked okay from here, but we are, the seat here is a little bit of ways away from the field, but we'll take a good look.
We were talking about Michael Bush there. As we're seeing the snap right here, they make the first down. But a 250-pound former quarterback out of Louisville, they found a way to get to utilize his great talent, great skill, great speed at tailback. He runs like a 205-pounder, but he's 250 pounds, can break outside or run you over.
I guess the word that everybody seems to use around him all the time is nifty. He's got amazing feet.
Yeah, he is. He's a leading scorer, tied for leading scorer in the nation. Can catch the ball well, run it well, power, or break the long one.
And he may get a lot of carries today because Colby Smith, his backup, who's an excellent runner, not available though. And now George Stripling is in game, number 24. And they send Bush in motion to the far side. In West Virginia territory the first time, Stripling just fell down. That's going to be a loss of a couple of yards, almost 3. So how do you stop this offense? Well, we talked with West Virginia coach Rich Rodriguez about that.
Well, obviously, you got to tackle well, eliminate the big plays. 2, you got to try to create a little bit of confusion. You can't let a team like that or a quarterback like that get in a rhythm. If they get in a rhythm, you're in for a long day, and that's one thing we got to try to do in this ball game.
Well, they do it that time. Loss of 2, second down and 12. Working the fullback, Devontae Taylor over to his right. Bush remains in the game. Stripling is out. They'll go to the fullback, Taylor. He doesn't get that much activity in the offense, and he gets it back to the original line of scrimmage, but that's going to be all. It's going to set up third down and 10. Tackle made there by Kellen Dykes, the sophomore defensive tackle.
Yeah, we talked to head coach Bobby Petrino also about his plan. He said we've got to be patient. West Virginia's going to keep 3 people back deep. They don't want to give up the deep ball, the quick play, so we've got to take the swings. We've got to take the short passes.
You see what Louisville can do, 47, almost 48 points per game. But again, we need to remind people that a lot of that output has happened at home. They have not been as successful in racking up big points on the road, and their loss to South Florida was in Tampa. 5 receivers could be in this pattern. Brown wants that ball. He finally got it. And a flag down. He may have a delay of game. He was frantically signaling to please give me the ball.
Delay of game. Number 12 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
Yeah, coaches were a little bit late getting that play in right there, but just goes to show you when you give it 3rd and 11, 3rd and 10, the calls are tougher. It's tougher to make the right one, and that pretty much was a late play signaled in to Bryant.
They showed us a rather conservative pattern that time, too, throwing underneath. We'll see if they take a deep hit now on 3rd and 15.
Well, that's the patience they've talked about now. You don't want to turn the ball over right here.
Opening drive of the game. Louisville ran a fake punt to get into this position. Now they face their toughest down and distance so far. Now he'll take a medium deep shot, and it's going to be first down Louisville inside the 30-yard line. That is Harry Douglas, a speedy sophomore wide receiver. We have a first down in Morgantown. Let's go to John Saunders in New York.
For the Pontiac game-changing performance update, Boston College trailed Wake Forest throughout most of this game. Quentin Porter, starting quarterback, was pulled for Matt Ryan. He goes 26 yards, and Kevin Challenger here. He threw 2 touchdown passes in a minute 12 as Boston College comes back to win. Nominate your Pontiac game-changing performance at ESPN.com. Keyword Pontiac.
All right, well, that's a wild finish for BC. They were in trouble that entire game. He's got a man wide open. Goes underneath instead, though. They play it kind of quietly. They go down to Joshua Tinch, his 23rd catch of the season. I saw a receiver in the distance, Terry, but he decided to go down low.
Well, they've got to be patient there, but look at the big play before. This is the critical play. 3rd down. You'll see your inside receiver coming over the middle. The quarterback now has plenty of protection. They're only rushing 3, and watch the dig route over the middle. The key was the quarterback's protection. They did not get a rush on him with only 3 rushers, and coverage broke down.
5-yard pickup on that play. Second down and 5 for the Cardinals. Go back to Bush. Well, he seems to make, I mean, the first guy hit him, but he picked up another yard and a half just by continuing to move his leg.
Well, I mean, with 250 pounds, that's the one thing is that you're going to get that Jerome Bettis type of first 3 yards. But what I'm seeing here also is the balance. Remember, we talk about the balance of Louisville. They want to run and pass out of every formation and every personnel grouping to keep the defense off guard. That's what they've shown today.
And this is an unusual drive for Louisville in that it is long. They have 15 touchdown drives of less than 2 minutes or equal to 2 minutes this season. They go back to Bush. Hole pops open, first down. So they continue to move the ball very, very efficiently.